The morning they told Raymond his heart needed surgery, the first thing he thought about was his truck. Not his son, not the hospital bills, not even whether he'd make it through. His first thought, immediate, involuntary like a reflex, was the 2003 Peterbilt 379 sitting in the yard back home in Amarillo, Texas. Red and chrome, clean as the day he'd bought her. That told you everything about Raymond Cole's life. He was 74 years old, lying in a hospital bed in a gown that didn't close properly in the back, and the thing anchoring him to this world was a 30-year-old truck. His son Marcus was somewhere in the waiting room. Raymond had seen him briefly before they prepped him. A hurried hug, a "you're gonna be fine, Dad," that sounded more like a to-do item than a promise. Raymond hadn't driven the Peterbilt in 2 years. Doctor's orders, but he'd maintained her. Every week, oil check, tire pressure wiped her down. His neighbor Carl thought he was crazy. "Raymond, it's just a truck. Just a truck." 30 years ago, Raymond had climbed into that cab a broken man. Fresh divorce, empty apartment, 44 years old with nothing but a CDL and stubbornness. That truck had given him back his dignity, his income, his purpose. Every mile he'd put on her was a mile he'd survived something. You don't abandon something that saved your life. He stared at the hospital ceiling and made himself a promise. Get through this surgery, get home, start her up one more time. He never got the chance. Marcus Cole was 46 years old and had never understood his father. Not cruelly, he just lived in a different world. Marcus worked in insurance in Dallas, wore pressed shirts, drove a leased SUV, coached his daughter's soccer team on weekends. He was a good man by most measures. Responsible, practical. Practical was the problem. Raymond had been in the hospital 11 days when Marcus drove to Amarillo. Not to check on the house, Raymond found out later, but to handle things. That was how Marcus thought. In terms of things that needed handling, the Peterbilt was, in Marcus's mind, a liability. It hadn't been driven in 2 years. It sat in the yard taking up space, needing insurance, needing maintenance. Raymond wasn't going to drive it again. The doctors had been clear about that, even if Raymond hadn't fully accepted it. And Marcus had power of attorney for exactly these situations, so he handled it. He called a trucking equipment dealer in Lubbock. Got a fair price. Marcus was nothing if not thorough. Signed the papers. Had it towed on a Thursday afternoon while Raymond was in physical therapy learning to walk the hospital corridor again. He told Raymond on Sunday, not in person, over the phone, "Dad, I sold the Peterbilt. Got good money for it. I put it in your account." Raymond didn't speak for a long moment. "You sold my truck. Dad, it was just sitting there. You sold my truck," Marcus explained, practically, reasonably. Every word he said made perfect sense and broke something in Raymond that had nothing to do with his heart. Raymond hung up without saying goodbye. Here is what Marcus didn't know. He didn't know that Raymond had proposed to his second wife Carol sitting in that cab in 1999, engine off, stars over the Texas Panhandle, the ring he'd saved 4 months for in his shirt pocket. He didn't know that after Carol passed in 2018, Raymond had sat in that truck every single evening for 3 months, not driving, just sitting, because it was the last place that still smelled like her. She used to ride with him on long weekends, vanilla air freshener she always brought, country music low on the radio. He didn't know that Raymond kept a photo tucked in the sun visor, him and Carol at a truck stop in New Mexico, 2009, her wearing his cap, both of them laughing at something already forgotten. That photo was gone now, towed away with everything else. He didn't know that the truck was the only thing Raymond had planned to leave behind. Not money, not property, just the Peterbilt. To whoever wants to keep driving, he'd written in a note tucked in the glove box. He'd always imagined some young driver finding it someday, understanding. Raymond lay in the hospital bed and felt something leave him that the surgery hadn't touched. His nurse Sandra noticed it. She'd been doing this work 20 years. She knew the difference between a man healing and a man quietly giving up. "Mr. Cole," she said that evening. You haven't eaten again. Raymond looked at the window. Not hungry. Sandra sat down, something nurses rarely had time to do. You want to tell me what happened? Raymond looked at her. Then slowly, in the flat, careful voice of a man trying not to feel too much, he told her about the truck. Sandra listened to every word. Sandra Hayes was 53 years old, from Lubbock originally, and had heard 1,000 stories in this hospital. But something about Raymond Cole stayed with her. Maybe it was the way he talked about that truck, not like a possession but like a relationship. Maybe it was the photo he described, the one in the sun visor, Carol wearing his cap. Maybe it was just the particular loneliness of a man whose son had done something practical and devastating at the same time. She went home that night and told her husband about it. He shook his head. Some people don't know the difference between value and price. The next morning Sandra came back with something. She'd called the dealer in Lubbock, found the number through the county sale records. She was stubborn when she needed to be. The truck hadn't been resold yet, and the photo was still there, in the sun visor, exactly where Raymond said it would be. The dealer, a man named Phil who turned out to have a father of his own, sent it overnight. Sandra walked into Raymond's room on Tuesday morning and set a small envelope on his tray table without saying anything. Raymond looked at it, then at her. He opened it slowly with his stiff hands. Carol, New Mexico, 2009. Her wearing his cap, both of them laughing. Raymond pressed that photo against his chest and closed his eyes. He didn't speak for a long time. When he did, his voice was rough. How did you? Don't worry about how, Sandra said. Just eat your breakfast, Mr. Cole. Raymond looked at the photo one more time. Then he picked up his fork. It was the first full meal he'd eaten in 5 days. Marcus came in person the following weekend. He walked in with flowers, gas station roses, the kind you buy when you know you did something wrong but don't fully understand what. He set them on the windowsill and sat in the chair beside Raymond's bed and waited. Raymond looked at him for a long moment. You look like your mother, Raymond said finally. Marcus blinked. He hadn't expected that. She was practical too, Raymond continued. Not unkind, just true. Always handled things. Always knew what made sense. He paused. I used to frustrate her, holding on to stuff, attaching too much meaning to things. Marcus was quiet. That truck wasn't just a truck, Marcus. I know, Dad. I'm sorry. Let me finish. Raymond's voice was calm, tired but calm. I'm not saying you're a bad son. You handled it the way you handle everything, efficiently. I raised you to be capable. That's on me for not telling you what things meant. He reached for the photo on his bedside table and held it out. Marcus took it, looked at it. His father young, a woman laughing in a trucker cap, New Mexico desert behind them. Your nurse found this? Marcus asked quietly. A stranger did more for me in 3 days than. Raymond stopped himself. Breathe. I'm not saying that to hurt you. I'm saying it because I need you to understand something. Marcus looked up. When I'm gone, Raymond said, don't handle my things. Know my things. There's a difference. Marcus looked at the photo for a long time. When he finally looked up, his eyes were wet. I didn't know about the photo, he said. I didn't know any of it. I never told you, Raymond said. That's on both of us. Raymond Cole was discharged on a Thursday in March. Marcus drove him home to Amarillo. For hours, mostly quiet, but a different kind of quiet than before. Not the silence of distance, but the silence of two people sitting with something new and not quite knowing what to do with it yet. The yard looked empty without the Peterbilt. Raymond noticed it the moment they pulled in. That rectangular patch of gravel where she used to sit. He stood and looked at it for a moment, then went inside. Marcus stayed the weekend. He fixed the back porch steps. They'd been loose for 2 years and Raymond had never gotten around to it. He didn't ask permission. He just found the tools in the garage and did it. Raymond watched from the kitchen window and didn't say anything. On Sunday morning, Marcus came to the kitchen and and set something on the table beside Raymond's coffee. A small model truck, a Peterbilt 379, red and chrome. He'd found it at a shop in town, spent Saturday afternoon looking. "I know it's not the same," Marcus said. Raymond picked it up, turned it over in his stiff hands. "No," he said, "it's not." He set it on the windowsill where the morning light hit it. "But it's something," he said. They drank their coffee. The yard was quiet and the Texas morning was cold and clean, and the little chrome model caught the light like it was trying its best. Some things you lose and don't get back. That's just the truth of a long life. But some things you lose and it teaches the people around you to finally pay attention. Raymond looked at his son across the table, really looked the way he hadn't in years, and thought, better late than never. Better late than never.